It's a red dragonfly. Welcome to our fairy glen. This is a very sacred spot that Jet, Heather, and I have been coming to a long time. How long would you say? Oh my gosh, you have a rocking head.
Like a year.
A year? No, much longer than that. I think we've been coming to this spot probably for, oh my goodness, 3-4 years. It's a very special, sacred spot. I was inspired to just click record and see what happens. My beloved right now, she's on a very special radio show at this very moment, speaking her voice about bravery with Dr. Sarah Larson. And just so you know, there's a red dragonfly that keeps flying around, so if you pay attention, you might see it. And the red dragonfly is a very special totem, a messenger. You see him, Jet? On that weed I was showing out over there?
Oh yeah.
He's sitting up there. But we came out here because tomorrow, oh my goodness gracious, tomorrow is a very auspicious day, 7/22, Magdalene Day. And I came out here to gather some sacred waters for a very special ceremony that Heather and I are going to be part of. With the grandmothers, marrying some sacred waters for the good and the clearing and healing of all life in all realms and all kingdoms. This is sacred water. I'm sweating. I'm sweating.
I'm fine.
You're fine. Can I play my flute for just like 5 minutes? Yeah. You can go with it and you can close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that.
I'm gonna sit on this edge.
You gonna sit on the edge? Okay, you come back. There's a second dragonfly that's shown up. He's coming really close, man. He's gonna give you a kiss. blessing this water for the good of all life, for divine balance, the divine masculine, divine feminine, the electromagnetic lines of our circuits of Gaia and ourselves, for harmony, forgiveness, to access ecstatic bliss in union with all life, grace, safety, trust. Transformation. Those are from Peru. Those were bells, beautiful bells. You might have seen them around in your journeys, but they're from the Curanderos from Peru. When Heather and I, shortly after we received our guardian rights, the Anikapi rights, to be earth stewards, earth guardians, lovers of Gaia and all her inhabitants, to speak her voice. Come on over here, son. One of the things that we're doing tomorrow is clearing the ancestral lines. Like they talk about the sins of the father. Jet, we're gonna have a little conversation here, Jet and I. Do you know what sin is, even? Well, sin, in the original definition, it was used for archery. So you'll appreciate this. So when the archer would bring back his arrow and shoot it at the target, if he missed the target, it's called a sin.
Yeah.
In archery.
But what does it mean now?
Well, in religious terms, it means to miss the mark of who you are. But there are certain ideas that you come in with sin when you're born. That's not true, because you were born perfect, whole and complete. My jet star here is a miracle. He's a miracle boy. I call him my Diksha baby. If you know what Diksha is, his mom and I had received Diksha just before he was conceived, and he received Diksha in the NICU, and he was in the NICU for how many days?
What is that?
32?
The hospital?
Yeah, the NICU was the neonatal intensive care unit, acronym for NICU. You were in the hospital for 32 days. And he's a miracle to be here. I knew he would. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you.
I like to throw rocks.
Yes, you do. Can you cease throwing rocks for just a little bit? And enjoy me this conversation a bit? So when we talk about clearing the sins of our fathers' fathers, the generations before, you know, we each have wounds, you know. Like I had grown up, you know, I had trouble with my fathers. You know, my real father, he and I really don't have a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, you got rocks in your head.
I'm a magnet.
You're a magnet? You are.
I'm a rock magnet.
And, you know, I had a stepfather who's today, our relationship is absolutely a beautiful, healing, healed, loving relationship. But growing up, it wasn't so nice. You know, he was dealing with his own demons and his own internal struggles with life and himself. And he was an alcoholic, a raging alcoholic, you know, just checked out, abusive. And so my history of fatherhood was challenging. And I'm here to restore what fatherhood feels like, you know, as we continue our journey. And I'm so grateful to be your dad. How old are you going to be?
11.
11. That's an awesome number. And his 11th birthday, he told me today he wants to go to
And then hit.
the trash yard and go pick up trash because he's really... I'm kidding. I don't think they understand you with your baby talk.
I got MP2.
What is this accent?
I don't know.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Does being on camera make you nervous?
No.
No? You're comfortable on camera?
Mm.
I think you have a vision of having your own YouTube channel. He's going to be a YouTube star one day. Yep, it's going to happen. It's going to be funny. It's going to be informative. But what I want to talk about, Bud, is what fatherhood, like what is it, what would be, as a dad, like when you think of your dad, what would you love to see grow? Or change, or like what would you wish would be different?
I don't know.
Yeah?
Well, you're never mean to me.
I'm never mean to you, okay? Do I ever scream at you or yell at you? Have I ever spanked you? No.
I've never actually gotten spanked.
Never gotten spanked. Never needed it. You know, I got spanked a lot as a kid. Did you get spanked? That's what we did. Boy, you gonna go get your little whip from the willow tree, and you gonna get what you deserve, because you've been a bad boy. You a bad boy. It didn't feel right.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So, is there anything, I mean, when you think of your dad, you know, what would you love to see different or grow, or, and if there's nothing, that's so cool and awesome. But this isn't a raw and real conversation with Jet and Daddy. Because Heather and I, we do raw and real, and we talk about the real deal. And I love being your dad. This is like...
Well, I hear you guys argue a lot.
Oh, you hear Heather and I argue?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does that make you feel when we are arguing?
My ears are bleeding.
Your ears are not bleeding. Yeah. So you wish that wouldn't be?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you wish your daddy would not argue. Well, that's real and raw, and that's we definitely don't hide from working our stuff out together.
Mhm.
You know?
You get angry.
I get angry. Yeah. I've been working anger stuff out. You know, I grew up swallowing my anger. You know, anger wasn't something that was allowed to be expressed. It was dangerous to be angry when I grew up. But anger is an emotion, and it has its right place.
Well, what's strange about me is like when I cry, like when it's like a really sad, like it's like a movie, like tears run down my face. But when like I get angry and I cry, like nothing happens.
No tears?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Angry crying.
Do you get angry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Right?
Yeah.
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 I've seen you angry.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with me, with your mama.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen you get angry. What angers you? When, because you probably get angry with your mom more than any friend or me, right?
Yeah.
Would that be the person you get more angry with?
Yeah.
Yeah, what angers you?
Just feel more comfortable. Well, it's just like, I don't know.
What angers you about mama? I mean, what is it that caused you to go, snap.
My temperament snaps and I go crazy
Yeah.
sometimes.
Ah, anger, right? But you're allowed. Mommy doesn't tell you to stop being angry.
Yeah, you can't control that.
It's just an emotion. It's like we hear the water, right? It's an emotion, it's energy. And if we don't allow the energy to flow and be expressed in a healthy, loving way, then that's what causes it. If the water didn't flow, what would happen?
I don't know.
Do you know?
No.
So water, when it doesn't flow, if it doesn't have a place to move, it stays and it gets stagnant and it gets stinky. You ever walked by like a pond that like is gross and smelly?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So sometimes when water stops moving, like emotions stop moving, there's a stench and there's a smell and there's a things start to die and decay
Yeah.
and dematerialize. And so movement of energy in motions is good. So anger is not a bad thing. You know, and Heather and I are totally in love with each other, and we're also, sometimes we can get frustrated and irritated and agitated and
You
angry.
usually always win the arguments.
I win, bless you. I win the arguments?
Yeah.
Oh, honey. I don't know if it's about winning, but I appreciate your reflections.
Like when we went to Fusion, like Heather held her arm out, and I just stayed behind.
She held her arm out.
Like she was like wanting me to come over, but I'm like, nope.
Yeah. You know, I grew up as a kid with my parents fighting. I think they grew up with their parents fighting. And I think, when I grew up with my parents fighting, it wasn't good. Because my parents didn't know how to deal with their emotions. And they would be violent and break things and throw things and smash things and say mean things to each other.
Yeah.
Really hurtful things. And hurt each other. You
How?
know? Physical, with hand to body.
Oh.
You know? It was things that I grew up with that, you know, I know that you're never going to have to experience.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm grateful. And so we're clearing ancestral, familial lines. And there's lifetimes of this. So, but I can tell you, what are you grateful for? If you can't find anything besides arguing with Heather, what are you grateful for your pop?
I'm grateful that you've been nice to me. Like you've never gotten you never snapped.
Yeah. You're grateful that I don't snap and lose it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'm glad that you can sometimes, not all the time, play with me.
Play with you? What do you mean by playing?
Like play video games.
Oh, yes. Because I play with you a lot. We
But
read,
sometimes.
we create our own never-ending story. We use our divine imagination to create wonderful worlds as King Lionheart and Prince Xerxes,
Kryptonics.
Kryptonics. You changed it so many times. First you were Prince Skywalker, Prince Alexander, and now you're Prince Kryptonics.
Well, I'm an emperor. You're a king.
You're the emperor.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you became an emperor.
It's been that long. It's been like 5 years in real time.
You became the emperor,
Yeah.
and I'm just the king. Got it.
Well, the emperor is a level behind a king.
The emperor is a level behind the king?
Yeah.
I think they're equal, actually.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know how it goes. Maybe you can tell us. So one of the other things I love to talk about is a vision. So you're almost 11. So what I would love, Jet, is 11 years from today. You'll be 22, almost 22 years old. It'll be the year 2028. 2028.
Oh, wow.
Right? So when you think of the future of America, of the world, tell everybody what you see.
It would either be apocalyptic.
In fact, if you can face the camera, because they can't hear you when you're facing that way.
It would either be, I call it apocalyptic or academic.
Apocalyptic or academic. Okay? And what do you mean? What, like, when you think of apocalyptic, what does that look like in your mind's eye?
It's like the blast happened.
The blast, like a nuclear blast?
Like bigger than a nuclear blast.
Okay, like the whole world just got decimated.
Yeah.
Was it by, do you think, aliens, or was it by a war?
I think it would be by a space shuttle.
A space shuttle?
Not a space shuttle, a space.
A spaceship?
Yeah.
Like a big, do you believe that there are aliens? ETs, extraterrestrials?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, let's think about this for a second. So, how many galaxies are there?
Like billions.
Billions of galaxies, right? And we're just one solar system, but the Milky Way galaxy, there's many stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
There could be lots of planets just in our own Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah.
Do you think like the blast would happen if Andromeda galaxy and Milky Way galaxy like collided?
No, that happens in 3.8 billion years. The world would end by then.
The world will end before the Andromedan galaxy and the Milky Way galaxy. Okay.
Well, if there was third to the fifth power years later, then
Third to the fifth power years later.
that would be the end.
That would be the end. So you think that there's an end?
I don't know, I'm just guessing.
Okay, it's okay. There's no right or wrong answer. We're just, children have such an innocent view and a pure view of the world, and so I'm so inspired to share your views with everybody and what you think about it and how you see the world. So, apocalyptic, a big blast could be from a spaceship.
Well, it would be like from, like, it'd be a giant vortex bomb that would suck all the light, Earth's life.
A vortex bomb. Do you think man created it, or did it come from another race from another planet?
It's like the ray sphere, 10 times the power.
The ray sphere, and this is something in Terraria, right?
Nope.
Nope. It's in Destiny.
Nope.
Nope. It's in Minecraft.
Nope.
Nope. What's it in? The ray sphere? Oh, wait, hold on, we did this. The ray sphere is a device that drains the collective energy of a group.
Nope.
Nope.
The ray sphere is a device that drains the neuroelectric energy from a group of people and concentrates it into an individual.
Okay, did you get that? The rayosphere.
The ray sphere.
The rayosphere is a device that drains the neuroelectric energy from a collective group.
Oh my god.
Patience with your dad. You bright one. So it just takes energy and transfers it from a big group to a single. Okay.
That's basically what it is.
So you're saying that there's this possibility of this apparatus, device, a vortex of some sort, a rayosphere that like takes all the life force of planet Earth and zaps it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what you see possibly in 11 years from now. As a possibility.
No.
Isn't that like the nothing?
No, it doesn't wipe out Earth. It wipes out a certain country.
A certain country.
What? The nothing would wipe out a certain country, but I call it I'd call it the. I don't know.
That's okay.
I'm just gonna call it the blast.
The blast.
The blast would wipe out like all humanity.
All of humanity. Okay.
It wouldn't happen 11 years from now. That's impossible.
Okay, so 11 years, that's not going to happen.
There's a
But this is a possibility.
This is a possibility.
Right. So,
But like, if that were to happen, it would happen 3 quadrillion years from now.
3 quadrillion years from now, so not 11 years from now. Okay. So let's just hold that, because that's a story. We've seen this story before. The Bible talks about the end of days, the apocalypse, the end of time. You know, and this is a possibility in all faiths, religions. You know, Greg Braden talks about it in his book called Fractal Time, I believe, that in every age, every 26,000 years or so, some cataclysmic event happens and we go into a new age. So this is just an old idea that this young 10 to 11-year-old has visioned in his own, because there's only one mind. You have access to this one mind, and in this mind we can imagine whatever we want. So 11 years from now, this isn't going to happen. So 11 years from now, what can you see happening?
It would be academic.
It would be an academic world. And so what does that look like, academic?
Like,
What do you mean by academic? Like everybody's really smart?
no, like, it wouldn't be like, it would be like futuristic.
Futuristic, like machines would rule the world?
No, that would be the end of humanity.
Oh, okay. That would be after the blast.
No.
That'd be before the blast.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the AIs would be causing the blast.
Oh, yep. That's interesting, because I don't think you've ever seen it. Or maybe you have. I tend to show you things sometimes. Animatrix. Did you ever see Animatrix? I don't think I showed you that.
Nope.
Animatrix is an incredible cartoon series. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Animatrix is different vignettes, animated shorts of taking the idea of the Matrix and animate it in some amazing, powerful animation, really transformational animation. Animatrix, love it, one of my favorite all-time things to watch. But there is that idea of that humanity is being used as energy forms by the machines, and they're growing human life force, because we are electromagnetic energy, and the humans, the aliens, the negative alien agenda has been using humans' energy, right? I'm taking a moment for that to sink in, because I believe at some level that is already happening.
What?
We're in the Matrix, man.
Yeah.
We're in the Matrix. But as what I choose to believe is, and you know, like God. What is God?
Everything.
God is everything. You are everything. Everything's a part of you. You are part of everything. Are you God?
No.
You're not God?
No.
So if God is everything, if God, you just said God is everything,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Well, let's just think about it. God is everything. Are you excluded from that everything?
No.
Are you God?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are. You are not the allness of God. You didn't create all this, or did you?
Dun, dun,
Is there
dun.
part of you that helped create this? Yeah. But you didn't sit there and go to the drawing board and go, all right, air, earth, fire, water, those are good. Dragonflies are good. Roses. Why did you put thorns on roses, Jet? Did you do that?
And now,
No, there is an intelligent source that created all of this that we are part and parcel of. We are connected to. That everything that we are, God is. Everything that God is lives within us. So,
we have donuts.
we do have donuts. We're going to go back to our donuts here. We have blueberry donuts. For years, since Jet was 2 years old, we would do Jet Daddy Donut Day, and that's today. This is a Jet Daddy Donut Day, Jet Daddy conversation, Jet Daddy deep dive into the sublime things of life. So, are you happy with what you see in the world today?
I'm getting the rocks in the head.
When you look at the world, are you proud to be an American?
There's some place for me, boy.
What was that?
My meme went on.
What was the meme?
Boy.
Boy, are you proud to be an American?
Yeah, boy.
What does be an American mean?
It means you're part of this state.
The state?
Oh.
The state is California.
America.
America. America. Yeah. Well, you were just telling me Germany hates us, Russia hates us.
Sadly, that is true.
Yeah. We're a young country that's learning how to behave properly in the big playground of life. To play nice with others. To not be big bullies. And to say, I'm going to take all my toys. Thanks for hanging. He's going to go get his rocks on. Well, that's just an interesting dive. This may go live or this may not. I don't know. But I feel like it's a good conversation. You know, out of the mouth of babes. Here at our fairy glen. With the sacred waters. A conversation. You know, in the divine imagination, anything and everything is possible. And so, you know, don't touch. He's behind it. There's something behind you. Yeah. He dropped a rock. But just go out, spend time with your kids, have those conversations, you know. This is a conversation. Jet and I, we love to talk, we love to play, we love to create.
We didn't do Let's Create yet.
We're going to do something called Let's Create at some point here along our journey. A very powerful, fun improv program with children where we help them to access their divine imagination. Because your divine imagination is your gift. That is your inheritance. Your divine imagination lives within you. There's a great book that I love that I'm listening to every once in a while called Immortal Man by Neville Goddard. And he talks about specifically what your divine imagination, this is all the divine imagination of the Creator. And that divine imagination lives within us. And so we want to be able to have the freedom to access that divine imagination. Yesterday we watched the Never-Ending Story. So come here, hold on, come here. So the Never-Ending Story. Come here. What is it about? I can't see your head. Bye. You're like a little guy now. The Never-Ending Story.
It's about this kid who reads a book, and this kid named Atreyu finds his horse, and then it dies, and then he has to, and then.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Where'd Jet go? Never-ending story. Basic gist of it, as you know, is don't stop using your divine imagination, or the nothing comes and destroys Fantasia. So,
Yay.
33 years ago yesterday, we celebrated, we watched it, and just had a good tearful moment, and
Yeah.
we cried when Atreyu lost his
Horse.
trusty steed, Artax. And just stay creative. That's who you are and what you are. Thanks for hanging with us. For whoever is that enjoyed this time. As Peter Pan says,
A 1, 2, 3.
I believe I can fly. With a fart from Jet. All right, thank you for being with us.
Goodbye.
Turn it off.
Goodbye.